I mean, it was a game that kept us all bubbling and interested because of what was happening. It wasn't a classic. I mean, look at, I bet you, Colin Kelleher, the goalkeeper of Liverpool, there you go, I bet he's close. I bet he's close to man of the match. I bet he's close to man of the match if he doesn't win it, the goalkeeper.
Well, as we were watching that, again, Steve Wilson said the kids won it. They didn't. The goalkeeper and the centre-back won it.
Yes, the goalkeeper and Van Dijk won it, yeah. That's for sure.
The kids played their part.
Goalkeeper kept them in it,
yeah,
with 2 or 3 really important saves.
Klopp's previously described him as the best number 2 in the world. I think today we have the evidence that that is true.
He was terrific for them.
Fantastic.
When he was needed, he was terrific. And Van Dijk, you know, with all the young players around, stood up, captain. They just don't, people don't attack it anymore. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I think Disasi might have been with him, and if he was, he didn't do nearly good enough.
It's another great header.
Yeah.
He scored with both sides, and,
yes,
and that's unusual. You could do that, I know, but few can. You have a favourite side, don't you, when you head a football?
Look at Disasi, number 2, trying to get close to him. See, that's really poor. You've got one job, to stop their biggest threat from corners getting on the ball. That's it. You can deal with the rest of them because they're all of a height. He's the threat. Great attacker of the ball. He came from second post to first post, made it his.
What it has done, that goal, and you said it again as we watched the celebrations start, that saved the refereeing team.
Oh yeah.
Some serious criticism.
It saved the referee and VAR a huge amount of criticism. They might get it and probably should deserve it anyway.
Because they should.
They should deserve to get it, yeah.
And you see Gravenberch in the middle there, Andy, on crutches.
Yeah.
That's arguably the worst of the decisions. And the 2 were shockers. But Chelsea should have been down to 10 from that moment. We didn't even see a card.
No. No, it was a big performance from Liverpool, I have to say. You know, there's some big stars, big players that they hadn't available tonight. Then they had to make multiple changes and bring on an even younger set of kids than they started with. And they still got the job done, and they still got over the line. And they were the best side on the night. If you don't, I said to you about penalty areas, if you don't defend or attack the penalty areas in big games like this, they cost you. Chelsea got there normal time and could have won it, but weren't clinical enough.
I haven't seen a picture of him, but I read that Todd Bowley had flown in today. I wonder what he's thinking £1 billion later.
He'll be thinking, have I got value for money? I think there's a few of them, and I mean that. I think there's a few of them in Chelsea Blue who have not been value for money and probably won't be value for money in this league. There you go.
The problem he's got, of course, by trying to be smart, he's got them on 6, 7 and 8 year deals.
Contract, big contract. They ain't going anywhere if they're not successful. And what's the incentive? What is the incentive for them, for some of them, when they have those contracts? But that's part 1. 3 to go.
No.
No?
No.
Sparta Prague next in the Europa League.
If they did it, would the debate then start that it wasn't a proper quadruple?
Why?
Well, because they haven't won the big one.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, they've won 4 trophies.
Yeah, but
I get that. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. Yeah, it
is a treble unless it's FA Cup, League Cup title.
It wouldn't be the quadruple City won last year. No, it wouldn't. No. Treble was it? Sorry. Treble. They won. Part of their treble was in Champions League. Yes. But listen, I'd take it.
All day.
Take it.
All day. Okay. I'm not going to say anything about this. Every time we see a presentation now, you know my thoughts on it.
Should be on the pitch.
I'm not going to say anything. I think we should rejoin our commentators. We're still climbing, the boys. How's Gravenberch going to get up there with his boot and crutches?
Right, he'll get up. He'll get up.
How many times have we said down the years that justice is not very often done on a football pitch? Well, it has been today. It has been. You know, I think back to the time when Bob Paisley had announced that he was leaving. Graham Souness was the captain. They won this trophy. Graham sent him up first.
Okay.
Would you send Klopp now? I would.
Yeah. But I don't know if they...
Well, who gets the trophy now? They've changed that probably as well, haven't they?
He does go up, doesn't he?
I think so. I think the last man gets the trophy now, doesn't he?
Yeah. Used to be the first, didn't it? Yeah, I always used to think that. I remember we won the FA Cup with Howard Kendall as our coach, and he just stood at the bottom there on the pitch, just looking up at us.
At least they now acknowledge the coach, but in those days when Graham did it, it was a real gesture.
Yes,
I mean, how many times as a player do you get the chance to lift a trophy?
Well, in this case, back then, quite a lot.
Rick Parry was very careful with his choice of colours, wasn't he?
Yeah. I was listening to Jurgen Klopp earlier this week, and he was talking about silver medals coming second, like Pochettino, and he says silver medal is still a win. And I thought to myself, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
That was one thing I've never agreed with.
No.
You ask any of these boys if they feel like winners.
Mourinho threw a title medal away. If I'm Pochettino, that's going straight back.
Well, I threw mine away when I played against Celtic for Dundee United. We would get beaten in the Scottish Cup final. That was my first ever final, and I threw my medal away. Yeah. Didn't like it.
Okay, let's now rejoin our match commentators and see what they've got to say about this. They're there and can feel it a little bit better than we can. Matty Upson and Steve Wilson.
Well, 4 trophies is a huge ask, but it would be a remarkable way to end what has been a remarkable era under that man. Here they come, the League Cup winners of 2024, led by the man of the match, led by the captain, led by the match winner, led by Virgil van Dijk. What an extraordinary thing to experience for some of the youngsters who played their part today, some of whom have only a handful of first team matches under their belts, and here they are walking up the steps as Wembley winners.
I mean, we've never seen anything like this in a major cup final at Wembley, have we? The type of team that Liverpool have ended up with on the pitch is incredible, really. You know, partly a youth team almost, and to see it over the line, the influence of the manager and players like Virgil van Dijk. I mean, he's had a great performance individually, but he's been a very calming influence on the pitch, and he's just got that stature, that authority that seeps into the rest of the team, and it just calms people, reassures them, and it's allowed the young players to really flourish.
And Jurgen Klopp watches them walk past him. And one by one they will take the congratulations Going to take a little while for some of the stragglers to get through all the handshakes and high fives to catch up with the captain, who leads the way. Well, there are players in red shirts there who Liverpool fans wouldn't have known very much about at the start of this season. Jurgen Klopp is going to go first. Jurgen Klopp takes his medal. There's the Alan Hardacre trophy for Virgil van Dijk. And here they come. The Carabao Cup is handed to Virgil van Dijk, and Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool are the cup winners again.
Yeah, I say again, justice has been seen to be done, and the right way, because Van Dijk thought he'd won it. He had won it, as far as most of us were concerned, but then he had to go and win it again. Nice touch to let Klopp,
Yeah, absolutely.
also get his hands on that before anybody else.
Well,
Yeah, I said they did with Bob Paisley all those years ago. That's another little piece of history repeating itself.
they might have to do it 3 more times this season, remember?
Yes, they might.
Now they're going to have to pass it back along to the boys on the other side.
Of course. He was fantastic. Keeper.
Yeah, he did well.
Fantastic.
Yeah. 2 big saves in particular for me. 1 in each half. 2 big saves.
I have been a little critical of Van Dijk in the past. I didn't think he was a captain. I thought he spent too much time thinking about himself rather than the team. And that's an accusation levelled at Fernandes as well, isn't it? But he was definitely leading from the front.
He was a captain tonight. And in particular with so many young kids on the side as well. Yeah. Yeah.
You'd think Celtic had won it. Carabao Cup confetti.
Yeah.
I can't resist it, I'm sorry. What a mess.
It is. It is a mess. The old Wembley was simple. Simple. It was about 23 steps up, cross, and you never went out of sight. You never travelled halfway up the inside of the stand. It was
Was
perfect.
it not 18 steps? I think it was.
Was it 18? I thought it was 23.
I think it was John Motson who came out with that infamous line. How fitting that a man called Buchan.
Ah, yes, you're right.
The first man
Do you know I
to
always
find
thought it was more than 18? Correct, I remember
Martin
now.
Buchan of Manchester United. Great line. Great line.
But it was simple and it worked well. That is a shambles. Look, the fans can't even see this. This is the thing. These guys are all inside. Fans are out there waiting, going, where are they? Where are they going? Finally, they get themselves outside.
I don't want to spoil this moment, Andy, but I have to read you this from Keith Hackett, former chair of PGMOL, who's written a column for the Telegraph tomorrow, which is entitled "Liverpool Should Feel Aggrieved. 2 key decisions went against them." He actually had written this before the result.
All right.
But he says here, the decision to rule out Virgil van Dijk's opener at Wembley was incredibly harsh. Week in, week out, we see those types of challenges. Blocking off. They go unpunished by match officials. It goes back to the inconsistency of the decision-making of VAR. He's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a terrific match, and he says that here. He says Endo stood his ground. Space isn't owned by anyone on a football field. There was nowhere he could go. Where is he expected to stand? So they've always said that we should favour the attacking team in decision making, but again they didn't there. And of course he says what we've always said, you knew when Kavanagh went to a monitor it was going to be ruled out. And he says Liverpool's sense of injustice doesn't stop there. Moises Caicedo's foul on Gravenberch in the first half was reckless. It endangered the safety of an opponent. Again, there's plenty of inconsistency here. You saw Saturday that Harry Maguire escaped when he should have been sent off. Billy Gilmore went. Aside from the clear and obvious nature of the offence, it left Gravenberch needing a stretcher. These types of challenges need outlawing in the game. I mean, red. You know, I mean, that's now in the public arena. Keith was one of those I'd heard from at half time, and I couldn't name at that moment.
No.
I've had three refs independently come on to me. And that's unusual, Andy. All 3 agree
that's
on,
true.
on all the major
true.
incidents in the game.
That is
But
also
they do.
true. Yeah.
Well done, Liverpool.
Yeah.
We've got an FA Cup tie on Wednesday against Southampton.
They'll be fine. Enjoy tonight. Enjoy tonight. There's still a lot to play for. They've deserved it tonight. They've worked really hard today.
Well, we discussed it earlier, didn't we? No place for losers on occasions such as this.
No. No, you very quickly disappear back into your dressing room.
I don't feel sorry for Pochettino. I think he had the tools to win that with today, especially when Liverpool were tiring and babies were on the pitch. But again, he couldn't find a way.
No, he couldn't. I agree with that assessment. I think that if ever there was a chance to beat Liverpool without, well, at the end, without about 5 or 6 of their most important players, then this was it. Now, I know that Chelsea had 2 or 3 out, but they only had 2 or 3 out. That wouldn't have made, I don't think, that much of a difference.
He was bringing on players that cost 100 million.
Yeah, I know. He didn't do anything. He did very little. Don't be at the back, Jurgen. You'll never be in any picture. You'll never be in any pictures.
You will not replicate this when you're finished. Think again, man.
No, he won't.
Think again.
There is absolutely nothing in his life that I think you can do that can make him feel like this. No, no way. Nothing. Nothing.
We've got 5th round ties on 3 nights.